Should be, and thanks to you talking about my bridge fear, people are commenting on my Facebook page. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here right now with Lieutenant Colonel Charlie Kohler from the Maryland National Guard, and he's going to tell us about some of the things that they've had to do around the state this morning and starting early afternoon. So you've had to do some evacuations?
Yes, we've been helping some of the local emergency operators that are in the process of actually helping to evacuate some of the people in some of the low-lying areas on the Eastern Shore.
All right, and so what have been some of their difficulties? What are people facing? Obviously, the flooding is a huge issue.
Well, that's the biggest concern, is that there's some spots with deep water, and they're concerned about taking regular civilian vehicles through those puddles. So we're able to, with our vehicles, able to go through them.
I know in Kent County, where our David Collins is, he's talking about some of the vehicles that you all have sent to that particular area.
Yes, that's right. We have pretty much have all of our armories on the Eastern Shore and along the 95 corridor. We have all of our armories are manned, and our personnel and our equipment are there. Okay,
and how many people did you actually have to call up?
Well, right now we're about 500 that have been called up, and our force continues to grow as missions begin to come in. So right now we're at about 500 soldiers that have been called up.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. We'll check back with you a little later. And that's the latest from MEMA here in Reisterstown. Lisa Robinson, WBAL TV 11 News. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Lisa. Tell you, it's just crazy out there.
It's crazy out there. I can't get those
really
images of Lowell out of my head.
And in fact, someone said on Twitter, said, I can't get that image of him in his chemistry goggles.
I know.
Frozen on the screen out of my mind. Well, he said he's tough. And he is tough.
He is tough. Those goggles make a lot of sense. You really could suffer serious damage there. I know Barry's out in Annapolis with the latest there. Barry, how are things going?
Well, we're still getting pelted with rain. Nothing like what Lowell is dealing with. The wind gusts here, we understand, are up to 37 miles per hour. And of course, that is something that we're watching as well. The Anne Arundel County and also the city of Annapolis have been paying close attention to the storm, making sure that they have everything in place, making sure that people understand that they need to also be safe and to do all the things that they need to do to be safe. Anne Arundel County has told us that there are at least 37 people now that are in a shelter, and that shelter is at the Annapolis High School. That shelter can hold up to 1,500. So far, 37 people have gone there. So people that were in low-lying areas have been heeding the warnings from the county and also from the city, and they have gone there. The city has also offered a bus service just in case there were people from the city that could not get there, and they offered that service with a phone number, and that phone number, I'm going to try to remember it one more time, 410-260-2211, 410-260-2211, and that is for anyone in the Annapolis, in the low-lying areas of Annapolis who may need to get to that shelter, which is at Annapolis High School on River Road. We do know that there is some minor flooding, and there are some road closures. Governor's Bridge Road and River Road are closed. Governor's Bridge Road is at the Anne Arundel County, Prince George's County line. River Road is in the Harold Harbor area, and also Mayo Road in the Beverly Beach area. Mayo Road is closed because of a tree that has blocked the road there. Also, there was a tree that fell into a house in the Linthicum area. Unfortunately, no one was injured there, but that house, from what we understand, was destroyed. That's what we hear from emergency officials here in Anne Arundel County. Again, 27 people have gone to a shelter. This is a self-evacuation type situation. There have not been any mandatory evacuations, and there has been some minor flooding. I also want to thank two people, Porter and Connor Cavley. They are two young men, two brothers, who are here in the Annapolis area, who have been watching us on television, and they knew that we were right here in this area by, let's see, we're in Annapolis, and I can't remember exactly, Cove. It'll come back to me. Anyway, the young men brought us some cookies. They brought us some cookies to just thank us, and also to let us know that they've been paying attention and watching. And so Sean Smith, my photographer, and I thank you for those cookies.
Yeah, we'll figure out the cove later, Barry. It's the cookies that are important.
Yes.
Right, that's the most important part.
Let's remember the important things here.
That was very sweet.
So I'm going to actually have a couple of them to get a little bit more energy to remember exactly where I am.
I don't blame you.
How about that?
Yeah, you've got a lot going on here. That's okay.
All right.
We can see you're on the water.
Reporting live from Annapolis, Barry Sims, WBAL TV 11 News.
Yes, he is Barry Sims.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. We just got word from the governor's office that the Bay Bridge is now closed. So we've been telling you it was going to happen. It's done. It's closed now.
I'm not surprised. 32 shelters in the state, 3,000 people there. So people are, wow, getting ready for this for sure. We also have some video. We haven't seen it yet, but we have some video of what's going on very close nearby. Jones Fall flooding, as we know, it's always an issue, but it probably will be unprecedented flooding in this area as well, just given what is going on here.
No doubt about it.
They
yeah, look at the Jones Falls always gets hit too.
Right in Mount Washington, they
probably means that they have closed the bridge that goes over to Whole Foods, which I'm not sure if that's
Kelly
open
Avenue
anyway.
Kelly Avenue Bridge.
And Kelly Avenue Bridge. Well, see, the water's almost up to the very top of the bottom of the bridge there, and when that happens, they usually close that bridge. So beware.
Absolutely. No, of course, we've been telling people to stay off the road. So let's take a look at the roads right now on 95 and see if people are actually listening to us. Cross your fingers. Okay. So this is 83, obviously, northbound. One of our photographers. I'm assuming that it was somebody
I'm certain that it's a passenger that is taking these pictures.
I am certain
too.
No.
But you can see there are too many people out on the roads. Thank goodness. You know, when I came in today, it wasn't, I mean, there were people on the roads, but it certainly wasn't crowded.
Yeah, I had a lot of folks on the roads a little earlier, but I had to wonder, where are you people going?
I know. Do you have to go to work too?
Exactly.
But you know, I did a tweet yesterday saying that, you know, the more businesses close, the more my business is open.
Absolutely.
And a lot of other people chimed in and said, yeah, it's true in the ER. Yeah, it's true in the police department. Yeah, it's true at the hospital.
Yes.
So, you know, there are a lot of people, the worse it gets, the more you have to be there.
We are a brotherhood and a sisterhood today.
We are indeed.
For sure.
We are
indeed. Working. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with more coverage.
The attorneys of the Cochran firm